Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my camera died and I'm in the middle of the cemetery right now and I'm by this beautiful pond and I have this gorgeous view for you all. So you know what? We're going to make this visual for you that much more, maybe I should say impressionistic with the poor quality of this photo booth video that I'm doing right now. So I hope you all enjoy because this is going online. So to be completely honest with you, I don't think that logic is for me. Logic has never really brought me all that much solace. It also, I feel like, has brought up an issue that's a little bit more serious to me. And I think that problem is that logic blocks intuition. Logic to me has always been a masculine force, and intuition is a feminine force. And of course, with how we build our societies and our civilizations, we need logic to do that. That's the only way in order to ground ourselves in chaos. Because intuition is that fairy tale, magic, prophetical thing. But I think that we should be taking intuition very seriously, because I think that intuition, one, predates logic, but it's one that isn't quantifiable in the same way that logic is. Like I said, logic has never really done me much good because not only do I see exceptions to the rule all the time, which shake my belief in logic, but I myself have always felt like the exception to the rule. The way that my brain works, the way that I organize things, logic does not cater to that. Logic is not hospitable to a creative mind, I don't think. It can be sometimes. I think that logic and rules and order have helped me to accomplish certain things in a matter of progression, but logic hasn't helped me when it comes to figuring out inner desires. It hasn't helped me with emotion, and it hasn't helped me necessarily predict the way that logic says or is proposed to us that it can predict certain things in life. And in fact, I think that intuition is far more accurate in being able to predict things and to be able to guide you in life. Every time that I have tried to go down a logical road, I always feel like I am being pushed into a scenario that has never fit me, that has never represented me, and therefore the outcome that is supposed to give me solace or is supposed to provide me stability has actually brought me great disarray and anxiety, and it actually hasn't helped me in any way. And I think we all come from, a lot of us, people my age, have come from families where structure is one of the most important parts of their life, that logic rules their life. In order to have a life of security and stability, right? But to be honest with you, I really don't think that we're living in a time of any kind of stability. I think things are changing at a pace that is so rapid we can't even keep up with it. Creativity, decadence, chaos rules right now, if I'm to be honest with you. And I don't think that logic is going to fix the situations that we've dug ourselves into. I think that now more than ever is a time for intuition, is a time for emotion. The creative type, the emotional type is now kind of in a position of, maybe not power is the right word, but has the upper hand right now. And I've seen it time and time again in situations where I have been told to think logically and it's backfired so hard. And I actually think that logic it's a kind of false intuition. Whenever you rely on logic, you're having a harder time listening to how you feel within. And this intuition thing, if you listen to it, if you start to really look within and ask yourself, what do I want? How do I feel? Intuition stops being this mysterious thing and intuition starts feeling like a physical thing. Like if you have pretty strong intuition, you'll feel like a physical barrier that is prohibiting you from doing something, or that a wide open door that says you should go. Intuition feels actually tangible and physical once it's developed enough in you. But I think that whenever people are relying on logic so much, that isn't developed in them. And so they are reliant on systems, in order to solve problems and even to regulate emotion, which is crazy, to regulate their creativity, which I think is not the way to do it. I also think logic imparts a kind of cynicism on people that I don't think helps anybody. It's always, people feel that they need to be the smartest person in the room by thinking the worst thing is going to happen, or by throwing out some kind of statistic or some kind of fact, right? Some kind of fact until it's not, until it's proven not a fact anymore, right? That's another thing, like science. Science is not just science, you know, science is just what we can prove right now. And science has been disproven, and new facts and truths come out all the time. That's just another leg up, I think, in this argument. Sometimes you just have to know something rather than look up this fact or whatever that you found. But anyway, I digress. Logic in the most extreme version of it imparts a kind of cynicism, and it makes it difficult for people to believe in miracles, to believe in the exception to the rule, to trust in emotion and feeling and intuition. I'll tell you, intuition has saved my ass more times than logic ever has. I can't tell you how much of a gift it is to be able to look upon the world without cynicism, to be able to look at things as beautiful in a kind of in a way that is maybe romantic, but has saved me from cynicism, has saved me from being a sad, angry person all the time too. Feeling things and being emotional and being receptive to beauty and to the irrational and illogical things in life, no matter how and which way they may come to me, has allowed me to be a happier person. People who rely on logic oftentimes seem to have a really shit time, and they seem to not want to believe that emotion and feeling. Life is all about, you know, the exception is all about beauty and emotion, really. And the greatest example of this, right? Even the most logical person believes in love most of the time, I'd say, right? Love is supposed to be this great irrational, insane thing that we fall into. And even then, you know, the logical person will want to whittle it down to some chemicals in your body. But really, when you fall in love and you fall hard like hell, logic flies right out the window, doesn't it? And you work based off of a feeling that is so strong that you can't possibly describe or understand why you would discard logic. And that's what I love so much about that. That's what I love about love. It's because it's an intuition thing. It's because it's a feeling that you get, that you feel pulled to somebody inexplicably. It could be people who grew up on two completely different parts of the earth, and yet somehow you two are these two little particles moving at the same time, same motions, same speed, and it's just you two somehow, which is completely insane, right? But if you're working based off of, you know, divorce rates, if you're working based off of the percentage of people who are sitting at home now and who aren't even going out anymore, people who aren't like making love to one another, you know, all these statistics that are coming out all the time about just how shitty our love lives are and our relationships and our social ties that are just disintegrating because of social media and you know, everything that has happened in the past couple of years. When you're working off of that, this is what I'm saying, it's just cynical as hell. You just hear people say all the time, oh, I hate people. I hate being around people. And it's like, that's the end of it. That's the tail end of that. You're done then, you know, if you're done being social, if you're staying inside this summer, whatever, that's logic, that's statistics, that's reason to such an extreme that people aren't even enjoying life anymore. They don't know how to enjoy life, because in order to enjoy life, you have to literally go out and risk being vulnerable. You risk getting hurt all the time, getting your ass kicked. You risk being in pain all the time. If you're logical, then sure, that's it. You're just going to shut yourself up in your room and just avoid it all, right? Because it's just too difficult. But when you're working off of emotion, when you're working off of intuition, you can exercise intuition, I think, in yourself. When you're going out into the world that way, you're intelligent in a different way, and the fear goes away. The fear is alleviated with intuition, just the way that it is with logic, but even better. Logic is all about preparing, right? Preparing for the worst. Intuition is about knowing something before it even happens. That's the beauty of that, and that's what I want people to know about intuition and about not working off of logic. Intuition is a much higher form. It's an archaic form. It's a logic and understanding that predates logic. Like I said earlier, it's something that's some kind of information passed down from all of your previous lives or something. That's a lot of rambling I'm doing, but I don't think that at this point in my life, and I don't think for a lot of people, maybe a lot of people need to hear this, that maybe it's time to stop exercising logic in your life and start trying to listen to how you feel. Listen to how your body feels. Practice being perceptive. I also don't think that beauty really caters to people who live logically either, because beauty is all about miracles and spontaneity, and beauty is the exception to the rule, even though beauty can have some kind of structure, and we've all been trying to figure that out for how many hundreds of years now. But hello, we are changing positions. There's a nice blue sky now behind me, and intuition will guide you into the unknown. That's what's really interesting, is that logic won't help you there, but intuition will. Intuition is like having a hand hold yours in the dark. It's got to be keen enough in you. Your intuition needs to be strong enough where it feels like something. Like earlier I was saying that intuition can feel kind of like a brick wall, like a physical force in your life. Sometimes it feels like a literal, almost like a magnetic field or something. And other times it's like a absolute sick feeling in your gut. But whenever you start listening to it and you start practicing, which you have to practice, and you also have to yield to it, because you can say no to your intuition all day long, and that's what most people do. But if you yield to it and you respect that it has your greater good in mind, which means you're gonna have to sacrifice some things. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna have to sacrifice some things that you think that you want in order for a greater return in the end. In the unknown, it's working off of a feeling is the best thing that you've got, and it will get you to where you need to be, and you won't regret it. But yeah, that's why I can't work off of logic anymore, because I think I've been working off of logic for most of my waking life, and now it's time to unlearn that logic in order to be able to follow intuition. I have to sublimate myself. Everyone has to, I think, at some point. You grow up with something that you're taught to believe, a way of going about things, a religion, whatever it may be, and then you have to go away for a while in order to really appreciate or to understand that thing that was imposed upon you whenever you were younger, which is that order. You got to come back to it on your own. And right now, logic is not my friend. But some years down the line, I will come back to it with a different kind of respect, and it will be my friend again. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me bring you guys back over here so you can see this. How cool is that? Look at all this. Does this look like a logical situation to you? Well, I guess it's a man-made pond, so there's no logic in the light on the water and the little halo around my head right now. Well, I really hope that this video made sense, and I hope that you guys took something from what I said. If this came at a right time for you, if this felt like a message, which I get that a lot in the comments section, that like people feel like a video of mine will come at the right time for them or something. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool that I'm this kind of benign external force that somehow made its way into your life and had meaning. But yeah, I hope this video came at a time that that was right for you, and that this rambling in front of a beautiful pond in the cemetery provided you with some kind of comfort, because the unknown is a scary place that logic can't prepare you for. So this is your message to polish that intuition of yours, to listen to yourself, to your body, and then eventually intuition will start to feel like somebody's pushing you or pulling you in any which direction. One of the greatest luxuries, I think, is to know yourself. It's also one of the most dangerous things that you could do, and also one of the most difficult things you can do. There's a lot of obstacles and detours along the way, and I think that anybody that tries, at least, to figure themselves out and to make that journey deserves a bloody medal. I also hope this video encourages you all to go out to some place that you think is beautiful. But yeah, just go out and listen to birds and crickets, and go and watch some deer forage and some birds, because that's what I'm seeing right now. There's some spotted deer that are eating right over there, and I passed some on my way here. Go out into the world. Try to see if you can feel that hand at your back. See you guys next week.